gosh, it was fun. Well, then we went out and prayed for our cities and our cities. And Jamie and Irene, was it just the two of you? They just went walking, and here's what happened. Tell the stories.
So we take off and we're walking down by the transit station down here, and we just looked over and saw this kind of interesting looking guy, great, big, kind of scruffy looking guy sitting there on one of the benches surrounded by his luggage. And as we walked over, I got this kind of funny thought of like I just flashed on the Blues Brothers movie of we're on a mission from God.
Did you do the cartwheels?
No, didn't do the cartwheels. But so anyway, I got this kind of funny thought, you know, and so we walk over to this guy, and he's sitting there, and he looks really bummed, and we just start talking to him and ask him what's up, and he says he needs a place to stay. So we asked him if we could pray for him in that regard, you know, and he just looked at us, and honestly, this happened. He says, "What? Are you guys on a mission from God?" So it's like I thought, game on, you know, here we go. So we just kind of dove in and started praying for this guy, and he's sitting there with his eyes closed, great big guy with his eyes closed, and tears start coming down his cheeks. And as we're praying for him, Holy Spirit kind of begins to whisper some little clues and little focuses, you know, of issues that maybe we could target through prayer. So we just started hitting things, praying for him, and he gets more and more teary. And so we're done, and we started talking to him and kind of checking up on some of these clues. And sure enough, you know, he was this age when he first met the Lord when he was a little kid. Wow. And all this stuff. And so he just opens up and he says, "Yeah, I have these problems with these drugs and this, and, you know, this happened, and I'm not doing that anymore, but I'm still hung up on this, and blah, blah, blah." And so my friend, you know, Irene says, "Well, have you ever walked with the Lord?" And he said, "Yeah, I did, you know," and it was just so neat how he just opened. I mean, wow. Holy Spirit just gave us exactly what it took. Just opened this guy's heart right up. And he just opened up to us, shared with us. We encouraged him. Maybe you want to do things, you know, God's way, and try doing things in a new way rather than his way. And he laughed and agreed. And we just challenged him, you know, to reconnect with God and ask him if we could pray for him to do it right there, then and there. And he says yes.
Oh, come on.
And so yes, so then he says yes. So then he reaches out and takes our hands and starts praying for us and thanking the Lord for us and thanking the Lord that, you know, this happened today and blah blah blah, all this stuff. It was crazy.
It's fun being a Christian.
Oh, listen, it was so fun. And so then we're done, and we just wrapped it up, you know, and got up, and he was smiling and walking around, and, you know, he asked our name again and shook our hands and all this. And so we agreed that if we didn't see him again, you know, in 30, 40 years, when we move on to the next phase, we could spend, you know, a couple billion years together hanging out. And it was great. And then so we're on our way back to the church. One more, this little cherry on the Sunday.
This one's fun.
On our way back to the church, we're walking up the sidewalk, and here comes this guy down the sidewalk with a cane, and he's limping, and he's got this big hat and all this stuff, you know, he's all this attitude and all this. And so we're just kind of looking at him, and he's got a real happy, pleasant face. And so we were walking along, and we, you know, said, "Hi, how you doing?" And he said, "Hi," and just thought, well, we may as well.
Come on.
And so I asked him, you know, "Hey, what's up with your foot?" And so he starts telling us a story, you know. So we listened to his story a little bit and asked him if we could just pray for his foot. He said, "Well, sure." So we started praying for his foot. And we prayed maybe for a minute is all. And then asked him how it felt. And he goes like this. "Feels better. It feels a good bit better." And so Irene says, "Well, let's pray some more." So she got down she's there kneeling on the sidewalk there, praying for the guy's foot. And I'm holding his hand, praying for him. And another couple of minutes, and then asked him how he felt again, because we were late getting back. We wanted to get back, you know, to this meeting. And asked him how he felt, and he starts stomping his foot, and he says, "I feel so much better. It feels so much better. I don't think I'm going to need this anymore." And he picks up his cane, which turns out to be a collapsible thing. And he starts collapsing it down, tuck it under his arm, and walks down the sidewalk with no limp at all. It's just crazy.
Isn't this like fun? I tell you what, you will never get to do that if you don't walk up to the guy and say, "Can I